Good morning, students. How are you doing today? I hope you are staying safe. You are welcome to class. Today, we still want to continue our discussion on inflation and deflation. Remember in the last class, we discussed in details inflation. We look at the definition of inflation, the causes of inflation, the effects of inflation, and how to control inflation. Today, we want to continue our discussion talking about deflation. But before we go into the topic itself, let us look at the objective we seek to accomplish today. Number one, we want to identify the different causes of deflation. Number two, we want to identify the different ways of controlling deflation. Number three, we want to evaluate the effect of deflation. Now, let us quickly define the word deflation. What is deflation? Deflation is the persistent fall in the price of goods and services in an economy. Now, what are the causes of deflation? Number one, increase in bank rate. When the central bank increase the money they charge the commercial banks for borrowing money from them, that discourages the commercial banks from borrowing money from the central bank, which in a way reduce the volume of money in circulation, and that can lead to what? Deflation. Increase in tax. When the tax charged by the government on the income and profit of companies are too high, that will also reduce the volume of money in circulation, which will lead to deflation. Then we talk about budget surplus. This point is just like the previous point I just talked about in increase in taxation. Budget surplus can also lead to deflation. Then the last one on that note is increase in production. All of these are factors that causes deflation. Then quickly, let us look at the effects of deflation on the economy of any country. Number one, it reduces profit. When prices are too cheap, companies find it difficult to make profit. Number two, it results in unemployment. When the prices are too cheap, companies can't make profit and they find it difficult to pay their workers, and as a result, they may have to lay some of them off, and that leads to unemployment. Number three, it can increase the value of money because prices are cheap. The quantity of goods and services that money can buy has also increased. And the last one on that note is it encourages savings because people are buying more goods with less money. They have more money to save in the bank. So that having talked about the effect of deflation, let us quickly consider the control of deflation. How do we control a deflationary situation? Number one, tax reduction. Government can reduce tax on companies' profit as well as income of consumers. Number two, increase wage and salaries. Companies can as well increase the wages and salaries of workers so that it can boost the purchasing power, which also have the capacity to drive up the prices of goods and services. Use of deficit budget. What is deficit budget? That means the government is willing to spend more than the amount they are willing to generate from the economy. And as a result, that will also boost the volume of money in circulation, which also boosts purchasing power, and that can also drive up the price of goods and services. And the use of open market operation. How does this work? Central banks can purchase securities from the commercial bank, hence boosting the money within the confines of the commercial banks, and through that, the commercial banks have money to lend to the public, which also boosts the volume of money in circulation, and that translates into increase in the price of goods and services. For more details on this, please, you can also revert to the Google class for detailed explanation. Thank you for participating into this class. See you soon.